Today, the biggest challenge facing this country may not be the enemies on its borders, but the divisions between Israel's own Jewish population, with religious fundamentalists on one side and secular Israelis on the other.
But many might say the threat to Israel's existence doesn't come from its enemies on the border, but from the threat within.
It's hard to imagine peace in the Middle East until there's peace in Israel. And I've come here to find out why this conflict shows no sign of ending. To begin my journey in Israel, I've come to Jerusalem, regarded as one of the holiest cities on the planet. Within the walls of this ancient city, Muslims, Jews and Christians all jostle for space in a site that is sacred to them all. But beneath this peaceful exterior are the ghosts and legacies of some of the most brutal terrorist atrocities the modern world has ever seen. For decades, Palestinian militants have waged a war against the Israeli presence in the city that has resulted in hundreds of deaths. I'm with Amos Levy, a taxi driver from Jerusalem, who's giving me a tour of his city to try and explain what it's like to live with the constant fear of suicide bombers and terrorist attacks.
We've just been in the centre of Jerusalem there, in the main shopping area, a famous street where there were 3 suicide bombers in one day, wasn't there?
In Yehuda Street.
3 in one day, huh? Yeah. And basically what they did was they detonated, waited for the paramedics to get there, then redetonated, then redetonated.
Yeah. The people in Jerusalem remember this place as a place with a terrible attack.
Yeah. But there are many more places like this, aren't there, in Jerusalem?
Yeah.
So many.
Here in Jerusalem, the landmarks are not so much temples or churches, but are the vivid memories of terrorist attacks.
So there's a coffee shop up here that there was a suicide attack.
Yeah, call it Cafe Moment.
It's called Cafe Moment,
yes. I don't remember exactly the
number. It's a landmark here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everyone knows it, obviously.
And it was a bad attack with many injured and killed.
Yes.
And I know one of the mother, Rachel Dagan, and she lost her daughter in this attack with her fiancé. There was so 3 weeks before the wedding.
Everybody knows somebody who's lost somebody, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, this is the coffee shop on the left. It was an Arab guy, dark skin, dark face, and dark hair, that he painted his hair blonde and play like a tourist or something, and he blew himself up.
In the last 15 years, there have been 34 terrorist attacks and suicide bombings on the streets of Jerusalem alone, on buses, in cafes and nightclubs. Over 210 Israelis have been killed in the city, and nearly 2,000 have been injured. The threat of an attack is ever present. Around the corner is the next stop on Amos's tour.
What happened at the bus stop?
There's a bus, number 20, going to the center of Jerusalem, exploded in the suicide bomber. 14 people got killed, and it's about 40, 50 injured.
Did you know anybody?
Yeah, Dikla Zino. She's the daughter of a friend of mine.
But how do you live with it every day?
That was what I carry with me every day. And the next step that I will show you, you understand why.
One Friday afternoon in March 2002, an 18-year-old Palestinian girl called Ayat traveled from her home in Bethlehem to this supermarket in southern Jerusalem.
Is this the supermarket?
Yeah, this is the one.
This is it?
Yeah, this is the supermarket.
She was wearing a belt of explosives around her waist.
So this is the place where it actually happened?
Yeah, exactly. Right in there.
At the door of the supermarket, she was stopped by a security guard. And standing nearby was an Israeli schoolgirl called Rachel Levy, Amos's daughter.
Rachel, she saw the security guard fight with the suicide bomber, tried to catch her bag and to open her bag. And she tried to help him, or she was in shock, one of the things, and then it exploded. The security guard that died, he flew over here, this way, and she flew over the other side.
There's a memorial to her there, isn't there?
Yeah, this is for Rachel Levy and Chaim Smadar. As a security guard that was a brave that stopped the suicide bomber. This way he saved a lot of lives. He didn't save Rachel. I cannot blame him, you know, but at least he saved some others. Yeah. She was only 17, that's all.
But life's going on here, isn't it?
Yeah, life goes on. That's life.
Amos isn't alone in his grief for a loved one. You'd be hard-pushed to find an Israeli who doesn't know a victim of a terrorist attack. Thousands of dangerous criminals escaped to freedom when the earthquake demolished prison walls. With so many violent criminals on the loose, the UN police have been tasked with tracking the escapees down. We joined them on a dawn raid after an informer hands over some vital information.
It's just gone 4 o'clock in